to your girl. Y'all hear what I'm playing in the back? Come on, come on, come on. It's called Giving Praise, and of course, it's by Latrice Pace. It's your girl. That's the Angela Johnson. Of course, I am one sister to another on the show with information, inspiration, and godly revelation. Heard live right here at IntellectualRadio.com. Thank you for making me your first ride home today, okay? Because your next ride home is going to be with Roman Rome. Come on, the driving five. But right now, you're with one sister on the show with information, inspiration, and godly revelation. Heard live again right here at IntellectualRadio.com. And don't trip. Yeah, I'm sitting behind a different desk. Come on here. As the show, look, as the studio and the CEO begins to progress, then the show ought to progress. Come on here. The decoration ought to progress. Look, I'm progressing. Look, y'all see my hair's going from black to blonde, from blonde to gray. Did you hear what I'm just saying? Okay, we're gonna make it do what it do. Listen at this. I am not a renegade. I am actually covered by none other than, of course, Great Love, Great Outreach International, Pastor Robert L. Johnson Jr., my husband, Pastor Rob. I know you listening, and I appreciate it. He works from home on Mondays and Fridays, so I'm appreciative when he is able to do that. Also, I'm sponsored by, of course, forgot my own business name. I am sponsored by my business name, Everything Moves Promoting and Consulting. Vending is my business. I always tell you, churches and you sisters that believe, you call me at 630-935-9093 because you want to do things and not have a deficit. And so if you want to get it done and you don't want to have a deficit, you may want to give me a call at 630-935-9093. I appreciate you all for kind of hanging out with me today. I have got on Facebook Live and on .com. Look, one sister to another intellectual radio shows. I got with me sitting in the studio today, y'all. I got the Chicago Bears mama, Michael Joseph mama. I got Michael Joseph mama in here with me today. Evangelist Nicole Rogers is here with me today, and I'm telling you all, she's going to tell us what Emmy means. She's going to tell us, look, Women of Divine Purpose is getting ready for their second annual event, their retreat, refresh, renew, and restore. Refresh, renewed, and restore event. I was their panelist. I think the panelists lead on last year. We're going to be speaking this year on Saturday. She's here today. She's she's my guest. And guess what? I decided that today we're going raw to the doggone raw. Y'all know we're the show without a filter, right? In Jesus' name. Come on, we ain't going to say nothing crazy, but we are the show without a filter. So today, we're going to be talking. We're going to talk today. Our segment today is going to be entirely real talk. Let's talk. Can we talk? Women on purpose. We're going to talk about it today. And y'all know, initially, I was going to share with you all some excerpts from my big brother's book and kind of get Nicole involved, Evangelist Nicole involved in that as well. With the Wisdom for Women in Ministry, R.C. Blakes Jr. But I got so excited about getting here and forgot the doggone book. But let me tell y'all who here in the studio with me too. She on the other side of the glass. Mariana is in the building. Wait, let me tell y'all why Mariana is so special, okay? Mariana is special because anytime I bring up crab legs with the rest of y'all get tired of me talking about it, right? But Mariana, I found out that Nicole got a baby, her baby daughter, Mariana. Mariana and I, we went to the Be Great event 2 weeks ago. And when the Be Great event was over, actually before the Be Great was over, we was in a hurry. We was like, Lord, let us minister, let us go. We're going to lay hands on the people. We're going to go because we're trying to get to the doggone crab leg place. And sure enough, myself, Nicole, Tawana, and I think somebody else, and Mariana was brought as well. And y'all know what? I couldn't even conversate with the grown folk because Mariana and I, we know about Be Love on the YouTube channel, who know how to see. Let me tell y'all something real quick before I go to my first commercial, okay? If y'all gonna offer me, because some of you all call yourselves kind of throwing digs at me, really, it's called shade. You tripping with me because that's all I talk about is crab legs. You talk about weed smoking. You talk about smoking cigarettes. Come on here. You smell like, and then y'all other folk talk about what y'all eat. And I talk about crab legs. That's what I like. I like buying shoes. I like buying coats and sweaters. Come on, I'll tell them why. And I love me some crab legs. But here's the thing. And why you ain't never did a crab, the crab boil at your house? Because Mariana know, because I don't have no Smackalicious sauce. Don't trip with me. Smackalicious sauce was made by B-Love. B-Love makes the Smackalicious sauce. Well, what's the Smackalicious sauce? She makes it with ginger, Coca-Cola. She makes it with a little bit of vinegar. I believe she puts some other spices in there. But all is in there, and she makes it hot. And when she does those shellless, I'm thinking about it now, those shellless crab boils, she takes, the shellless don't have no shell on it. So she just dips it in the weight. And I mean, y'all, have you all ever heard of a mukbang? Okay, what's a mukbang? A mukbang. Before I go to commercial, I got to tell you about the mukbang. 2 closes. Mukbangs are when folk eat in front of you. and that's all they do. They don't talk. They just eat. Well, B-Love, she eats on YouTube. Y'all look for it, okay? That woman has made thousands of, we're going to talk about it when I come back from the commercial, okay? Because I'm going to bring my co-host on and you're going to really talk about it, okay? It's your girl, Pastor Angela Johnson. Of course, I'm going to my first commercial, one sister to another. And you heard me. Come on. It's your show with information, inspiration, and godly revelation. And it's the show that knows how to have the best guests. And Mariana is on the other side of the window because she knows about the Smackalicious sauce. I'll be right back. Oh God.
So Pastor, it's women.
Okay. What do I call it?
Women.
What way does she could just look natural, right?
Just talk to Angela like you normally
and look this way for the most part.
Yeah. Just talk naturally. There's going to be one camera that's facing directly towards your face.
No matter who walks out of my life, it's okay if I sleep alone at night.
Did I say thank you yet? Thank you.
Knowing you walk with me, knowing you'll bear me on eagle's wings, I find contentment in you.
I'm ready to go back when you're ready.
In spite of what should have happened now, there were no regrets. Somehow I find contentment in you.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, it's your girl and I'm back. Y'all heard what I said. I didn't forget what I said. Mariana is on the other side of that window. And I'm not playing, just seeing her makes me think evidently when I leave this show, I'm going to eat some crab legs. Now that may not happen today, but it's going to happen eventually. Okay, Smackalicious. Okay, so anyway, I'm focused, y'all. Today, my co-host and my guest is in the room. Nicole Rogers. Yay! Nicole, say hi to me.
Hello, everyone.
And of course, you have one of those voices that no matter what, you just sound like you've been doing this all your life.
I don't know why.
Nicole, you're so gorgeous. You guys, anytime I see you, you generally have your hair up, and today you have your hair down. Yeah. So you took me for a whole loop. You know that, right?
Well, I want to do something different because I'm stepping out of the box, so I try to do something.
Y'all, and not only that, but she got these diamonds on here. See, she rocking it like a real Chicago Bear mama. And check this out, y'all.
Wait, hold it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm rocking it like a Chicago Bear mama, but I'm Larry's wife. So
come on here. I was going to tell y'all. You all have to understand that her husband is the real McCoy. Her husband believes in taking care of his woman. For real. And so I don't have no issues with Brother Larry. Brother Larry, we give you a shout out today too. And then, of course, my other sister is in the room. Tawana is on the other side of the window today. She's we call her the mother of Zion. When we're not paying attention, Tawana is paying attention, praying us through. Yes. Oftentimes, I think, and I walk up to her often whenever I see her and just tell her, God gonna do something special for you. And so we thank you so much for being here today. We're going to talk about, of course, your women's ministry. We're going to talk about where you're raised and whose family you're from, all that good stuff. Before I share that with you all, I wanted to make sure I shared my itinerary with you guys a little bit for the month, and then I'm not gonna share with you about the month of May because we're gonna talk about the month of May. But March 7th, you guys, I want you to come hang out with me. 3010, if it is Finley Road. We're gonna be at the Comfort Inn Suites with of course, Greater Good Ministries. And here's what's going to be happening. We're going to be having a men's fellowship and women's ministry event with Prophetess Janita Harris. Of course, they are elders out of our church, but they have a ministry called Greater Good, and she has Women of Purpose. Now, we've got women with divine purpose in the room today, but Women of Purpose, of course, Prophetess Janita Harris is the spearhead of the event I'm going to be keying on. I believe it is March the 7th, that Saturday morning. 1 p.m. till 6 p.m. is the event. The donation is $20. All I can tell you is that it's going to be well worth it because that woman cooks. My God, my niece cooks. Y'all hear me? And so in one room, we're going to be ministering to the women about fearing not. And then in the other room is going to be the men. And my husband, Pastor Robert L. Johnson, is going to be hosting the men in another room in the same building. And their speaker that day is going to be none other than Pastor Peter Parks, formerly of Parkwood Community Church. We have an alliance with that man. He's an Asian brother who knows how to preach on every level to everybody. I'm telling you all, you want to be there. That's March 7th, 1 p.m. until 6 p.m. If you got a man in your life and you know he needs to be encouraged, he needs to be around men who are husbands to one woman. Come on here. And ain't dipping and cheating because, see, I got good eyes. Come on. Yeah. You need to make sure your husband, your man, your boyfriend is in the place. And then May the 1st, Sisters Keepers are going to be kicking off their event. Sisters Keepers, none other than evangelist Louisa Peel. Louisa Peel, I want y'all to look out for those other information about that, okay? And about how we're going to be able to pull that off. And then May, of course, 1st through the 3rd is going to be Women with Divine Purpose. And of course, that's sponsored by MLP. And of course, my co is going to share some of that with you all. But the first thing I want you to share with us, Nicole, share with everybody who you are and if you're married, which I already told Larry, don't play no game, and how many children you have, and just go and give everybody a shout out in your family right about now.
Yeah, because they're probably listening. But before I do that, I want to thank you for having me today. I appreciate you. But I am Evangelist Nicole Rogers, and I am the CEO and founder of Ministries, which is in honor of my late mother,
Yes.
who was the first lady of our church, Mary Preston, which is my father was the founding pastor of Greater Christian Fellowship Missionary Baptist Church, and we're located at 3163 West Ogden and Kesey, right on the corner of Ogden and Kesey. We've been there for 61 years. My dad founded that church, and he was the pastor. And I started this ministry, MLP ministry, in honor of my mother. So before I go further with that, I want to give a shout out to my sister Tawana. I love her so, always supporting me, always there with me. Of course, to my husband, first and foremost, for allowing me to do ministry. I appreciate him and my children, my sons, Malcolm and Michael Joseph, and my daughter, Mariana. Mariana Rogers. I appreciate you all for supporting your mom. I know my sons are on live. They're watching. So I appreciate you all. I know that I love you. But this ministry is in honor of my mother. She always loves to impact or empower women, especially women who are going through different things. She always had an encouragement word. I always remember when I was younger that my girlfriends always would come and talk to her. They would skip right past me and go straight to my mom, and they would be talking for hours. And I'd be like, okay, like, man, can I get my mom back? But I knew she loved us, and she always impacted our lives, and she meant so much to me. So I didn't mind sharing her. But when she passed, a part of what the Lord gave me was to be able to bring a piece of what she did back, and that helped me to be able to deal with the loss of her. So it's been 25 years this year that my mother has been deceased. But I've only been since 2015 that I started the ministry in her honor. But every year, my plan is to do something more and go deeper into helping not just the young ladies that I know, but even other young ladies that I don't know. But it's also not just the younger ones, but it's also the seasoned ones too, because sometimes they suffer in silence.
Absolutely.
And I want to be able
That's
to be
good.
a light, even though I may not be their age, but be a light to say that, you still can make it, just to encourage their spirits.
So the MLP
Yes.
has been in existence for
Since 2015.
so basically 5 years.
5 years. 5 years. It'll be 5 years. When I was about to birth it, my mother-in-law passed, and I kind of put it off until for a couple months after she passed away, because I had cared for her for probably about 3 or 4 years before she passed away. And so I kind of, when the Lord gave it to me to birth, it was like I started going through almost, it felt like the same loss as my mother.
Mhm.
So I kind of like, let me hold back off. But then the Lord says that this is where your healing will take place. So even as I empower other people, it will bring healing for myself. So
Tell us this. You are in ministry currently. We're going to go away from MLP for just a moment. You're in ministry currently with your nephew.
yes.
How does that all work out? How does that work out? Did you ever picture or visualize him ever pastoring your church
I
after
always,
your dad?
yeah, I
pastored the
always
church?
knew that he would pastor our church. I always knew that was a great call. I believe that there was a mantle for him to be the pastor of our church, and I believe that timing has its way of bringing it about. And I always knew that I was assigned to him. So there is a difference when you serve under someone and you just serve because that's a formality, or because he's family, you feel you need to serve. But because I'm assigned to him, I'm assigned to be with him, and not just as his aunt, but I respect him as my spiritual father. So I do respect him as that. Because I respect him as that, I cover him as such, not just as my nephew. So, but on the personal side, he is my friend. Also, I'm his aunt, but we're more like brothers and sisters. But I cover him in that area too, personally. But as spiritually, I cover him as a daughter.
Wow. Wow. Now that takes balance.
Yeah, that
Takes
does.
balance.
It does.
Listen, at this, I want to go to the left a little bit, and then we're going to come back to why we got you here today, why we wanted you to co with us, and why we wanted you to come today. Of course, we're going to talk a little bit about women women with divine purpose today. But I want to ask you a question, and so of course, the Gayle King bill. Gayle King and media, journalism, all tied into one, and Kobe Bryant. And we know we lost Kobe, a couple of weeks ago or whatever.
Yeah.
You being a mom of an athlete, I thought, my God, I can ask you. I don't even think you need to be a mom of an athlete right now if we really wanted to address. But here's what I wanted to do. The reason why I wanted to get you and I to talk about it out loud on One Sister to Another is because we're the Christian show, and we are not going to allow anything to cause us to step out of character. Hey, this is what I'm going to say. Was Gayle King wrong to the wrong? Absolutely, positively. Should Snoop Dogg be out there calling Gayle King a bunch of B's and H's? Absolutely not. And how dare you? Who do you think you are? But on the other end of this, how come we're not thinking about Gina and the fact that she's getting ready to bury not one love? She's going to bury her baby. We can get over. We'll get over our husbands leaving here. Come on, let's be real about it.
But to deal with the two is a blow.
Well,
And
that's
then-
what I'm saying.
so
I'm not
now-
taking nothing away from that.
So now I believe that I understand journalism, and not that I'm in it, but I do understand that there is a business and there is a market for sale. So a lot of times the editing part comes for the part that will sell. The people that's behind marketing or even showing advertisement don't necessarily look at the humanistic part of people. Don't look at the fact that you are grieving a loss not to mention two losses, because the Kobe Bryant thing, it hit hard. It hit different, not just because he was a bad athlete.
Absolutely.
But the biggest thing was because he's a husband and a father. And as I stated to the church on Sunday, I said, I believe that his biggest part, he was about to fulfill, or he was fulfilling his biggest part of his ministry. Basketball was part of his ministry, but his home was first. So that he was fulfilling the best part of that and taking care of his wife and his children. But I believe sometimes as humans, we are so emotional creatures that we tend to speak out of emotions. So I believe that even for Snoop Dogg, that maybe if in hindsight, if he think about it today, he may not call her those different names, even though he feels like he wants to call her, or even at that moment, but he may not call her that. But because of his humanistic way,
and he's so passionate,
and he was already hurting, and hurt people.
Yeah. Now that's the
hurt people. But on the spiritual side, if we're going to deal with it on the spiritual side, we have to understand too that the enemy has a way of flip-flopping even how you say what you say. So sometimes, even though I may have said it may have been the right thing, even for Snoop at the time, it might have been the right thing at the time that he felt was the right thing. It may have come out the wrong way.
That's it. You understand what I'm saying?
And the same thing for Gayle King. She was doing what she felt was a job, but in instincts, because even for her, I think that sometimes you can't allow your job to cause you to step out of character or cause you to do things that's not right. Because I'm not going to take a job that's going to make me stand for something that I don't stand for.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, not period. No way, no how.
Stand for something,
if I don't stand, whatever I stand for, I won't take a job for it.
Absolutely.
I won't even. But because of who she is and where she stands, it was terrible. It was not a good look. It wasn't a good look. It's still not a good look today, because the man, he hasn't been buried. Yeah, it was a part of his past, his legacy. That still will always be that shadow of.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, as well as a woman, as a mom, because I think for us, we're mothers. I mean, at the end of the day, and how about that part as well? Okay, so we can oust the Gayle King portion. Okay, it happened, and prayerfully everybody get through it. But what I thought that was so sad, Nicole, is that I don't believe, and I haven't seen one picture, one photo, one video of Kobe Bryant's mom and dad. And for me, that's even more sad than so much.
Yesterday I spoke about time and chance. I came out of it, Ecclesiastes 9 and 11, and I talked about time and chance. It happens to us all, and so and in our time, we are a limited amount of time that we're going to live, and we're going to have to deal with. And so there's different things that go on in our lives, and I share about even I share this only because it's a family show.
Come on.
But I shared about that I have a sister that I hadn't spoken to in probably about 4 years, and really I've apologized. I did what I had to do, but I reach out and different things or whatever, and for whatever reason she still doesn't want to really talk to us, and it's okay. Right. But I still have to do my part. Do my part to make sure I do what's right, because time and chance happens to us all. So because time and chance happens to us all, that means that I got to get it right. I only have a limited time. I don't know what the end time is, so I don't have the ability to say that tomorrow is going to be it, or even as I leave out of the studio, that is it. But I have to give an account to God. As to what I did with the time that he's given me. So if his parents has not given, if they don't have the ability to say that I use my time wisely with the time that the Lord has allowed me to be parents to whom he's allowed me to be parents to, because that is a gift. He gave us the ability to be parents to our children. So if I haven't used my time wisely, then you don't have a right to be showing pictures of me if I have not been the right parent. Now, here it is. I don't know what their situation was, and I'm just saying that because I'm using this as an instance of our time. Absolutely. Limited number of time, amount of time that we have to be able to use it wisely. And if our time is not used wisely, then no, we won't be seen. Because sometimes when you have kids who are children who are stars or superstars or in the superstars in the making, then you want to show up when the lights are glam, but then you don't want to show up when the lights are dim. So because now I can speak as being a sports mom, or that my son is on the horizon, that as a parent, that I don't want to just be seen because they calling his name out to them, because at the end of the day, I'm still mama.
Yeah. Well, see, but you established that.
Yeah, I established that
something
from
you
the,
established.
that's established from the
Let's
gate.
use that as a segue. Let's use that as a real talk. Let's talk. Can we talk women on purpose? Or a woman on purpose. Let's talk about being a mom and being in ministry as well, Nicole. Talk about that just a little bit. How do you balance all of that? And how have you chosen to balance it all? Because women with divine purpose has come along now, and it's been in existence for 5 years. As a matter of fact, was I at the first event?
Yes.
Okay.
You spoke.
Spoke at the first event. So been at it for 5 years, and ever since I came to the first event, you've been going up, 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 and up. I cannot even imagine the pulling about, we want to do this, you want to do, and of course, you have a whole bunch of chiefs, but don't nobody want to be Indian. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so everybody knows what you should be doing, when you should be doing it, how you should be doing it. Talk about balance, being a wise woman. Talk about balance right now.
Sometimes it's a struggle, only because you want to be able to do everything.
Don't we know?
So I'm learning to balance. So I don't want to speak as I have that together, but mostly I pray about everything I do. I don't even want to attach myself to certain things if I have not prayed about it and gotten confirmation that that's where I'm supposed to be doing, or even to speak to somebody, because my encouragement may not be what they need at the moment. So I may not be able to encourage, they may not be able to handle my rawness, but I can refer them to somebody else. But being able to balance my kids and my son and being an athlete and me being in ministry, they respect me as mom, and they respect the fact that I do ministry. I believe that at times I have to know when they need to hear what mama has to say,
and not
mom's, and because sometimes the preacher part of me is always ready, but sometimes that mom, I got to be able to sit back and know that I can't get in my feelings.
Yeah.
Because as your kid, so it's like my sons, I told you, I said, don't follow my sons. My son don't follow on Facebook.
I tell people about my
sons. But I say that only because I respect their space, and I respect the space so much so that certain things I don't want to see. And then certain things I respect the space because I don't want somebody to say something out of place. And then because mama is always ready, I want them to see me as the other people. They need to see me as Evangelist Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
They need to see, that. So, but I don't want the mama in me because you're saying something that I don't like, that hurt my feelings. Like probably Gil King said, and I'm sure Coach Branks, even if his mama and them had their issues, she probably still was like, okay, I want to get her because she brought that up about my son.
Absolutely.
So, but it's always a balance. You do have to have a balance, but you also have to, it got to be within you to be able to do that.
To be able to get it done. And so, of course, being able to bring a balance, being able to balance out, I believe is such an amazing thing. And to me, it is a sign of maturity in so many different ways, on so many different levels. And so, of course, I want you to talk to us. There's this work that God gave you, starting out with MLP, all in honor of your mom, because of the type of person she was. I could just imagine that you guys' your house was the house that everybody wanted to be at. Because generally, if the mom is the mom who always knows what to say, if she's that auntie that always knows what to say, everybody wants to go to that house. And especially, did your mom cook?
Yes.
Baby, what you
we had
about?
Restaurants. We own restaurants.
So, are you serious?
So yes, my mother, she would, our church had a restaurant, Greater Christian Fellowship had the restaurant on Ogden and Kesey. And she ran that for years. First off, my grandmother, she ran the restaurant for years.
On the west side here in Chicago?
Yes, on the west side of Chicago, right on the corner of Ogden and Kesey. And everyone knew my grandmother, Big Mama. She was the real Madame. Come on. Tell us. And I can remember, I was sitting in service, and I was like looking out there one Sunday, And I could just see my grandmother coming through with her little red pouch or blue pouch, coming from the restaurant after she closed the restaurant and come over to church. So she would have on her smock, and she would have the red pouch or blue pouch, whichever one that Sunday, and she would have her pistol in the other side. And she would be, and my daddy would that every Sunday they would have her to sing a hymn.
Every Sunday.
But all I could think about when I was looking out in the audience, I could see my grandmother coming in there with them glasses on, and she had that pistol in their pocket, and she had that bag, and would sing "You Under the Floor" with that.
Now, what would be in that bag? The money.
The money is that's the money.
That's what I'm saying.
Was
your grandmother the grandmother who made sure that all the pastor's aid stuff was met and the beautifying?
No, she didn't do that. Was my godmother.
That was your godmother.
My godmother was
church.
Yeah, my godmother. She was the. It was a lot of mothers of the house, but my godmother, Sister Elsie Queen of Style, she was that one that was like, she.
So you're raised and born in the church.
Yes.
Church is really all that
Yes.
you know. Did you ever get away, Nicole? But were you ever at a point in your life as now you're a woman of faith? I mean, I don't want to be bothered.
Oh yeah. Probably when my dad passed, and when I went to this church, and I went there because a friend of mine, I'm sure I know you know Raymond Beatty. Ray Beatty.
The baby.
But his wife, Shalon, her maiden name is White. I know you know them, the Whites. Reverend White from the West Side.
Okay.
But Shalon, because I was hurting, she sent me to this church, and she was like, "You need to go there," because I'm like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to go to church. I didn't want to deal with church. I didn't want to be a part of it. I had been in church all my life, and the church, everything I was done, finished and done. And she sent me there so that I can heal.
Where?
It was Family and Faith at the time. I forgot the name of Pastor Mark's church now. He has his grandfather's church now, but at the time it was Pastor Mark Smith. He was on the radio. Yeah,
Mark Smith.
He used to be on the radio.
He'll be on the other one.
Yeah. He was. I went there, and really it was a teaching church. They really kept me spiritually balanced. Even though I never joined their church, but they treated me like I was a member. Like everybody, pretty much the people, they knew me when I came in, and he also acted as if I was a member. But I never joined because I knew that I would end up back at my home church. That was the church that I went to when I didn't feel church. I didn't want to deal with the church, anything, the politics of it, or not anything. I didn't want.
So when did it finally dawned on you? God has called me to this. So I'm gonna have to walk.
Even before I left, I knew that there was a calling. But when I started the women's ministry, MLP ministry, I actually was trying to push other people to into their calling, because I was like, I don't want to do it. Maybe I'll be the one that encouraged them to do it. But
turn it over to somebody else.
But I knew I was called when I accepted my calling. I guess in the church, that's what they call it. You accept your calling, and you do your first sermon and all of that.
Which was when?
2018. That was 2018. May 2018 is when I did my first. You came
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Sure did.
And when I accepted my calling,
been preaching so long.
Probably because I really was preaching. I had been preaching all along, but just never came out. One, because I was probably afraid of people's wondering, is because certain people look for preachers to not have faults or to fail or to do everything perfect. So I think I was wanting to be perfect in it, and knowing, even though I'm a preacher's kid, so I know what going on, and all of my uncles was pastors too. So I know church, I know the background, I know that you're not going to be perfect. But when it was time for my calling, I didn't want people to judge me, to judge me from my past, or even judge me from the standpoint that I didn't want to deal with church.
So Women with Divine Purpose is called forth. It started 5 years ago. I want you to tell us what it's coming up in May. I want you to tell us, how was that work birthed out? What are you doing with that work now? Talk to us about what we're getting ready to do in the next couple of months.
So in May 1st through the 3rd, we will be having our second annual women's retreat. And I called it a retreat because I didn't want it to be just an ordinary conference where you go and you get shouted over, prophesied over, laid hands on, and then you walk out and you're still dealing with or battling with the same type of demons. But I want real change. So the Lord has connected me. And every time I say, God, I want to, something that he put in my spirit that I want to be able to help with. A lot of was birthed out of my family. So like last year we did the retreat. It was a lot of my family that helped me. That was on the panel that actually was they taught sessions during the time. But mostly I wanted to deal with the mental health, mental stability of women, because a lot of times we do juggle a lot of things, try to be the superwoman and don't really have the tools to be able to handle our mental during the thing. And it's really like small things that we have to deal with. But I was like, Lord, I want to have someone who is spiritual enough to be able to handle this, but also professional help. So as I was talking about it, my cousin posted something about his wife and ended up, she is a licensed mental health practitioner. And she's also a minister, a woman of God that's preaches. So it worked out. And I was like, this is perfect. You know, I love her. But I didn't know that was her livelihood that she did it. But it worked out that I'm able to bring her. I brought her back this year, Minister Melanie Preston.
Oh my
she
God.
will be one of our speakers.
She's a hot number. That's
yes,
I can say.
And she'll also be available to talk to the women if they want to talk one-on-one during the retreat. You know, she'll be able to be there. Again, the retreat is going to be May 1st through the 3rd. It's going to be at the Marriott in Naperville, right off 88 and Naperville Road. We are expecting God to do something supernatural. Our host here today, Pastor Angela, she's going to be speaking as well. We're going to have my niece, Pastor Kenya May, from Charlotte, North Carolina. She'll be there. We're going to.
This is her second.
This is her second.
Well,
year.
Actually, this is her
second year. The first year she wasn't there. She wasn't at the very first one because something happened that she had to on something else prior.
But didn't she come to one other one?
No, you're speaking about my niece from California, my nephew's wife.
Yes, I am.
She won't be.
See, they locked, y'all. They got family. They locked.
Yeah, and she's a doctor as well.
Yeah,
Dr. Najuma Pollard. She's from California, LA, but she won't be here this year. She was at the very first one. Then we're gonna have Reverend Jashawn Hill.
Talk about it. What are these people?
This is her third one. This is her third year. Minister Jashawn is going to be talking about pretty much, she's going to be talking about life issues and different things. And she's going to be talking about the wellness, your mind, body, and soul. She's going to be talking about, she'll probably be the one that's going to talk about the sum of it all during the sessions. And then you as well, you'll be talking about talking to the married folks and the single folks. So teaching us how to be able to balance the two. Because I found this out that we have a lot of women who want to be married, but don't want to do what it takes to be married. They want to be wives, but they don't want to do what it takes. They don't want to submit. They don't understand what submitting is, because submission goes both ways. But you can't submit if you don't respect. You know, so because I respect and honor my husband, it's easy to be able to respect him when he tell me, no, you can't do that today, that you have to sit down. But a lot of times, or, to tell me that, I want a meal today. Like, so
Pastor Kenya May, who's our mental health practitioner?
Minister Melanie Preston.
Minister Melanie Preston. And then Jashawn D. Hill, who I've interviewed several times here at Intellectual. I mean, she went to Vegas and I called her, made her call in. That sister is the family homicide representative for youth. As a matter of fact, I think she is the CSM. She's the the manager of those folks right now.
Yes.
And to hear her testimony,
Yeah.
baby, you can't do nothing but my eyes water every time I hear her.
Every
but also
time.
Melanie, also Pastor Kenya May. These folks got some oomph. These folk got relationship down on the inside of them. But listen to this. We're gonna go to our next commercial. I want to give of course, Evangelist Nicole just some time to maybe we're gonna grab her water and all that good stuff. But I'm telling you all, when we get back, we're still talking about right in the midst of this retreat that's coming up. Come on, tell them the name of the retreat one more time.
It's going to be Women with Divine Purpose Retreat, Take 2. It's refreshed, renewed, and restored.
Refresh, renewed, and restored. I promise you all, last year, that's exactly what happened to every last one of us. And I think I came in from work on that Saturday afternoon early.
Yes.
And baby, y'all had the folk was slain all out in the spirit.
Oh
the people didn't even want to break for lunch. I went on there some lunch. But them folk didn't want to break for lunch. But listen, we're gonna get ready to go to our second break. And of course, it may be next to our last break. We may take one more after this. But I'm telling y'all, when we get back, we're gonna talk more. Real talk. Let's talk. Can we talk? Women on purpose. Come on, y'all. It's time to show up, women. We're going to talk about who's getting ready to show up for, of course, women with divine purpose. Evangelist Nicole Rogers is my guest and my co-host today. Come on. One sister to another. We'll be back. Smackalicious. Smackalicious.
It doesn't matter what's happening around me. I'll rejoice in my brother's prosperity.
Waters. One more.
It doesn't matter what people say. Despite the bills I have to pay. Contentment in you.
How you doing?
Knowing you supply all my needs, and everything I need is in me. Yeah, I find contentment in you.
You know where you fly. I'm on American
No matter who walks out my life,
carpet.
it's okay if I sleep alone at night.
Is it carpet on floor all the time?
You gotta clean it when we change the room around, but it's always there.
Whoever did
Bothering you,
the,
Alex?
whoever did the carpet, I want you to come clean the carpet. They do a good job. Really good. That's what I need. Okay.
Make it
You know, I'm gonna put the house in one.
I'll be ready soon. I'm like going so fast.
I didn't want to miss you. 2 minutes. It's
Knowing I hear your voice.
That's a cool. That's two steps. Like steps. Okay. That's the connection. Oh, this one.
That's my mother's name. So you got
You would, yeah.
I gotta give a shout out to my older sister.
Oh, you're the co-host. You can do that. Let me see what is anybody saying anything on your Instagram or anywhere or texting you? We'll be live in a minute.
You ready to come back?
I am.
They say
5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, it's your girl. I'm back. Of course, it's one sister to another on the show with information, inspiration, and godly revelation. Heard live every other Monday or so right here at IntellectualRadio.com. Y'all see I'm sitting behind a new desk. I'm telling you, didn't I tell y'all we progressing up in this piece? But did you all see that for my co-host, my guest today, Evangelist Nicole Rogers? I wore my Chicago Bears t-shirt. Okay, she's a Chicago Bears mom. Michael Joseph is her son, and we're so proud of him. Always praying for him. And can I tell y'all something? Now that her son is playing with the Chicago Bears, she ain't never been funny. Nicole, let's talk about this. Real talk. Let's talk. Can we talk women on purpose? Share. How did I even meet you? How did I even come to know who you are?
When I was planning for my first conference at the Stall Theater.
I remember that. I love that place as a matter of fact.
So, I said that I was trying to push other people and Pat Buckner, my sister-in-law.
Right. Oh my God.
She was like,
you initially asked her to speak. Right?
Yeah,
Remember?
Yeah.
You initially at Pat Buckner, her sister-in-law, of course, and I grew up at the same church. And we're talking back and forth. We had reached out. I hadn't even known where those girls were. We reached out, and wouldn't you know? And by the way, can we mention that? How you know them?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the room on the other side of the glass is my girl. I call her Mother of Zion, Tawana Clay. She is Otis Clay. Yeah, y'all know Otis Clay, the blues singer. Yeah. I was getting ready to say no, but anyway, Otis Clay, the blues singer, that's her biological dad. And so, of course, there's some girls in my old church that I grew up in, Greater Bethlehem. They were married to
our brothers,
to the Clay boys, to the Clay boys, which are Nicole's their brothers. And so, of course, she was trying to. You asked Patricia to speak.
Mhm.
And Patricia didn't want to do it. She's like, you know what? I need you to be my sister.
She said, she's like, you gotta get her. I think she's like, you not me this time. She's like, if you want me to, I will. She's like, but you have to meet her. She's like, Ann. Well, they call her Ann. So she's like, you gotta get Ann. And I was like, okay. Okay. She's like, have you heard? I was like, no. I had you been on, she got a show. I was like, well, I'm not on Facebook, so I didn't, at the time. But I reached out to you. You said yes. I ended up canceling my retreat when the conference because my mother-in-law passed, and you were the only speaker that. Well, everybody reached back and said, no problem whenever they would come, but you was the only one that said, "Can I call you?" And you said, "I'm gonna pray with you." She was just like, "Listen, I'm your real sister, and you've been my sister ever since." She's like, "I'm your real sister." She's like, "I'm not playing. I'm your real sister. I got your back." She's like, "You gonna get through this. You'll be fine."
And people that know you, Evangelist Nicole, they know that you will go under in a minute. What do we mean by go under? In the church, we call going under when don't nobody hear from you. You just go on. She doesn't go off on her own tangents. Yeah. She go low sometimes. She go real low. She mind her own business the whole day. So go get her and bring her back up and say, okay, what we doing next? How are we doing it? And the Lord put a bond in between us though, because we're both intercessors. I do it, and look at God. I do now. Her son just became a Chicago Bear. What, less than a year ago?
Well, he's been he's going on 3 years now.
Really?
He was on the practice squad for 2 years, and then he got elevated this year at the end of the season.
Wow. So
he's
3 years.
He's active.
What's his number?
Number 30.
Okay,
cornerback.
So number 30, he's a quarterback. Michael Joseph, y'all look for him. Make sure you're praying for him. But so going on 3 years now, and that comes with a lot because you're a mama manager. I call you too because you're gonna make sure everything is copacetic because he's not married. Yeah. And so she handles the business. So I'm thinking to myself, oh gosh, she's getting ready to get really, really busy. But the Lord put a bond between us of prayer. Yes. And so you and I are always praying about something. We always praying about our families. Yes. We know how this thing go. Your son is doing the Chicago Bear thing. My son is into branding. My son is here. As a matter of fact, my son is in Chicago right now from Portland, and he's working 2 weeks with the All-Star situation, and he is working for Nike. And y'all, he putting other little black children to work on the 13th through the 16th, and they're gonna make $30 an hour. So don't tell me God ain't good. I wish I ain't had no job so I can help. Okay, and so I'm thinking, and so we're praying. So that means my son is making a chunk. So, but the deal is that we don't let that separate us. That we're checking in with each other about prayer. Nicole, you have a prayer call that you do on Thursday nights for anybody who really wants to get on. But tell us how you started that prayer call, and then we're gonna go back to the women with divine purpose and the event that's going to be going on May 1st through the 3rd.
I started the prayer calls. I originally just started it for my team when we did the first conference in 2015. So I started it then just for them.
I remember that.
And you used to get on the call for that too. I would bring different, and even then, this
had some heavy hitters on that.
It was just God sent or God's way of pushing me to do what he was calling me to do. But I started it just for my team, and then we would do it. And then after my mother-in-law passed, and about 6 months later, the Lord told me to start it for my family.
Consistently
Every week for my family. And I started sending out a message that I was going to be doing a prayer call, join in. And it was really my family, my husband's family, and just friends and stuff. I was bringing them on. And then it just grew. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just do the prayer call. I'll start doing. But even then, I was bringing on people. I was just the host, because I like pushing people. And then I was just, I would bring other people on. And one particular weekend, one Thursday, because I do it every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. And you can text me with your prayer requests, or you can send it to my sister. She's on Facebook Live. On Facebook. So you can
Tawana Clay. Real simple, Tawana Clay.
And you can find her, and she always have it out there. But you can send the prayer request there. And we just pray. But how the Lord started pushing me out to just go on and do it myself, because every week, even though I would have someone on to pray, I always would give a scripture and give, something that the Lord encouraged, something the Lord wanted me to encourage the people about, and I do that. And then one Thursday, my niece, the one that you were asking about in LA, her time got crossed, and so she got on an hour early, and she thought that I had missed it, so she missed the call. She got on too early. So, but I was waiting. I'm like, I can't wait for nobody. Let me go ahead and do that. I don't want to hold people on the phone. So I started praying, and ever since then, it just seemed like I say, well, Lord, if you tell me to call somebody, they'll come. I'll get them on. If you don't, then I'll do it. It doesn't, it doesn't matter, because I pray anyway. It's because even though I have someone else praying on the line, if they call me for a prayer request, I'm praying for my whole list before they get on the line.
That's true.
That's just what I do. But before I go further, I want to give a shout out to my oldest sister, Dorothy Morris.
Yeah.
She was, so now we talk about the church, Greater Christian Fellowship, my church. My father was the founder. Her husband, my brother-in-law, he pastored after my dad died.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he took over, and he kept the church going, and they did it. They ran it, the church. My sister, actually, she's been there knitting over music since probably she was a teenager or so. She's been there. So the church is 61 years. She's probably been there for almost 60. She's been a majority of the time. So she's served for my dad. She served for her husband, and now she's serving under my her nephew. So I just wanted to give her a shout out. I know that I believe she was on. I wanted to give her a shout out.
We want to make sure too that Tawana, if you're listening to us, that you are putting on the actual feed. Can you just share the prayer call information right here on the feed, and then people can get on Thursday? Share the number, Tawana, and share as well the time. And so, of course, our last moments of being on here today, we're going to talk about. I want you to talk about, why should we get excited? Did you give us all the speakers?
No,
this year. Take your time. You can go back through the.
I have one more that I.
Chicago picture.
Yeah, I see. I didn't come with the beer. I came with my women.
Look, and I bought that from the airport, by the way. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, see me about that.
Okay. She makes shirts, y'all. Yeah. This girl is talented. Go ahead.
So I have one more. I was praying. Like you said, every year I want to go higher. I want to go. I just want to do something just a little bit different. Even though I want to keep my base the same. I believe certain people have to be a part of it. Certain people, they have to. And we have to make some arrangements to make it work. If you got something going on, I have to make certain people have to be there. But then I also want to add someone. So this year I've added prophetess Cassandra Cole.
Okay.
She is the pastor of the Life Church, and I believe her church is in Hammond, Indiana. But I've added her because I believe even her story is going to be great. But she'll be the closeout for Saturday night this year, and then I'll close Sunday morning.
So you'll do it. Okay. So walk us through. Take us from Friday. Oh my God. Y'all gonna be so excited about this. And I want every woman that's listening, and even men, gentlemen, if you're listening, could you please do me a favor? She's gonna share a couple of things with you. I'm gonna make sure, her or Tawana. We're gonna share how you can make contact with Evangelist Nicole or Tawana about reserving your spot for the event. And men, we want you to tell your wives, your sisters, your godmothers, your daughters. We want you, your cousins. We want you to tell your wife, your girlfriend. Tell them about the event. I'm telling y'all, I don't share everybody's events with everybody because they are just events. But when I know it's going to literally change your life, I have to share. And so I want you to walk us from beginning May 1st to the end, because Friday night is going to be something special. Come on,
Yes.
talk about that. Then go on to Sunday morning.
So Friday night, May 1st is going to be we'll do a meet and greet, and then we're going to have a girl.
So what time is the meet and greet?
The meet and greet is we'll start. But we're going to incorporate the meet and greet with the girl chat.
I love that.
Registration will open where they'll come in and get their gift and their badges and different things. So that I know that you're there, and I know what room you're in, so that I can connect with you. So that's going to happen between 5 and 6. So 1 hour for that, and then at 7:30, around 7:30, I believe 7:30. She's telling me yes, 7:30. We're going to start the girl chat time, and that's going to be the meet and greet where we'll get to meet each other, and then we're going to have different questions and different things that we're going to talk about. And it's also a pajama party.
That's what I'm saying. Come on,
we're going to be comfortable, not a lingerie party. I know I just got to say that. Not a lingerie party, but a pajama party. So we're not enticing each other, and we're not going. We're coming to relax so we can enjoy ourselves and we can talk. Last year we did the girl chat on Saturday, and we was kind of crammed in. And one of the requests was that can we have a little bit more time? And so I said, well, instead of me speaking on Friday night, I'll do the girl chat where we can talk about life issues, how we deal with different things, especially as women of faith. Some women will come and that's not in church. So I want to be sensitive to them as well.
That's right.
Even though everything we do will lead back to the Bible, because that's who I am. I believe in the Word of God. I believe in everything will be structured according to that. So everything will be Bible based. So we'll come to that. But I also want to be sensitive to those who said that I'm tired of church. I want to hear what you got to say. I'm dealing with some real life issues. I'm dealing with a husband or in a relationship. May not be my husband, maybe my boyfriend or whatever. That's mentally abusing me.
That's good.
That's speaking to me in a different tone that I don't like or whatever. So how do I handle it? How do I deal with that? Or even while I'm going through it, how can I deal with that? What are some tools that I can handle those different things? Even as being able to balance family life, being able to do that. We'll talk about those different things. So on Friday night, it's going to be off the chain. We're going to have food for you. They're going to have pizza, chicken and different things, finger foods, different things. Good. So we'll be able to eat, and it'll be light, but I wanted it to be in a setting that we will be able to be free. So I'm saying free to be me. Yeah. So that's good. I want to be free to be me, where me. So that I won't say that we won't pray for anyone. We will, if it leads us there. But I want you to be able to say that I'm tired today. I'm not feeling it.
Come on.
Because some days
Friday gonna be like Friday Night Live.
Friday Night Live.
Come on the real.
Free to be me.
Free to be me.
I
love that.
Free to be me. Girl chat.
And then on Saturday, what's going to be taking place?
On Saturday.
What time are you kicking it off on Saturday?
It off early in the morning. We're going to have 7 a.m. We're going to have Zumba. For 30 minutes. We're going to be getting our blood to flow. We did it last year, and it was incredible for the women who came down. We had
who's going to lead the Zumba?
There is this young lady. I don't have her last name.
Okay.
But her name is Tara. If you are following, you get watching. Yeah. Give us the name.
Her name is Tara.
Her name is Shakita.
Okay.
But it's Tara's friend, so that I know she can give me her full name.
We'll make sure all of this information will be out there on the One Sister to Another page, in this feed or whatever we got to do. You already know. We're going to put it on the face.
Yes, but Zumba is included. All of this is included into your registration,
and we'll get to that
at the end. Yeah. But we're going to do Zumba at 7 a.m., which is going to be amazing. I know it is. And then after that, we'll get a chance to freshen up, and then we're going to come back at 8 a.m. for Morning Glory. And this is going to be a time of worship where we'll be worshiping and praying. Apostle Felicia Oliver will be conducting this, and then she'll also be talking about.
Was she there last year?
Yes, she was.
Felicia
Oliver. She She also does taxes. So if you need tax
That's
services,
good. That's good.
she's someone that you can reach out to. She's going to be also talking about intercessory prayer. So how to pray and what you levels of prayer. So she's going to be talking about that during that morning glory. But it's mostly the refreshing part, getting us ready for our actual sessions. So then we'll go into our sessions. We're going to start up with the 2 sessions, and
which is going to be what time?
We'll start at.
Okay.
I will give it to. Well, so let's say the times are going to be that's morning glory is going to start at 8, and then we're going to be around about 9 o'clock. From 9 to about noon is going to be the first 2 sessions.
Okay.
And then we're going to break for lunch, which we'll do together. Last year we broke out to have lunch, but this time we'll have lunch together. So even if they're being slain in the
in the Holy Ghost last year,
we'll still have we'll have room for you to be there, but we'll still be waiting for you to come over so we can eat together. And the lunch is going to be amazing. The Marriott is setting it out for us. The lunch is going to be amazing.
So like 9 till 12 is going to be the first 2 sessions.
Yes.
And tell us about the first 2 sessions.
The first 2 sessions is I want to begin with talking about the mind. And so that part will probably more than likely be with Minister Melanie Preston, where she'll be able to give us some life tools.
That's right.
Tools for life.
And she's our mental health practitioner.
For real. She's certified. She's certified. She is a licensed doctor. So but
sweet.
She is spiritual. She knows how to deal with the spiritual man as well. But she's going to give us some life skills during that time.
That's good.
And then we'll be talking about being, I want to call it, and I'm not going to give the exact titles just yet, but I want to call it, for the women who are looking to be wives, I want to call it wives in waiting. And then we're going to talk to the wives. So wife in waiting. Because the scripture says that he that finds, he says he that finds a wife, so that means she's already a wife, right? So that means a wife in waiting. So you're just waiting to be found. So we'll be talking about that during that time. And we'll be talking to the wives. So that'll be the first 2 sessions. Then the second.
And who's doing that second session?
You will. My sister will be doing
your girl from one sister to another. Intellectual Radio is going to do the wives while waiting. I can tell you right now, I'm going to ask you to put your apron on. Look, what you doing when you put it on?
Right.
How are you getting up? How are you going out to meet God? Come on, is your teeth brushed? Come on.
Are you have your hair? You want to be found, but you in the wrong place.
You know what I'm saying? How you gonna learn to cook when you get married? You better learn how to cook now. Practice on your little girls, on the posse.
It's right, because I'm gonna tell you the truth. When I first got married, when I got first married, I didn't know how to cook. I knew how to make cornbread from scratch. Cornbread from scratch was my favorite.
Then you were doing good.
And I know how to make, and I knew how to make a roast. I can make a mean roast and still can, and it's gotten better.
I can make a roast on top of the stove. Did you hear me?
Listen,
I remember our stove was broke. Come on, when I first got married 25 years ago.
Listen.
And I made that roast on
I
the
didn't
top
know how to cook then, but thank God I'm in March the 5th, I'll be celebrating 20 years of marriage.
Wow.
And I can almost cook anything. My husband can think of it and I'm cooking it.
See, we sisters for real. March 5th, 20 years for y'all. March 21st is going to be 25 years. Pastor Rob and I. And I promise you, when I got in their family, the young sisters, my niece who was out with me yesterday at Faith Tabernacle, and shout out to Faith Tabernacle for hosting me on yesterday as we ministered the word of God with you guys on Drexel. Come on, at Faith Tabernacle. But I said to them that my nieces, they were young, but them sisters could cook stuff, green peppers and all this. I'm like, and all I could cook is spaghetti and chili. I need to learn how to cook. I learned how to cook too. I stepped up my game. Yes, I did. So wise and waiting, Pastor Angela. And then what's going to be next?
After the lunch, then we're going to come back to
lunch. And then
we're going to have Pastor Kenya. She's going to be, she has a pink program that she does, mentoring program that she does for young girls, which she'll also be doing with the young girls. So because we're having the women's retreat, I wanted to incorporate, because my daughter, which Mariana, she is 7, she follows me, she's with me all the time. She's nothing. So she doesn't, whatever I do, she can do, too. And she's a prayer warrior. So, but I want to make sure we cultivate them in the right way.
That's good.
So, you have to implement the young girls. So 10 and under, they'll be in another room, which will be next to us because I want to make sure that they're close by.
And it's called what in pink?
It's called Girls in Pink.
Girls in Pink.
So that's it's a servant girl is what Kenya's
Exactly.
Is
I've been following
servant girl. And her program is called Pink.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll be talking to us. But she won't be talking about Pink. I'm actually wanting to leave her open because I want to be able to be hers to be a little bit wide range. Hers as well as Minister Jashawn, which she will be the one that close out the sessions. Because Minister Jashawn will talk about the sum of it all. But the Kenya, they'll piggyback each other, but they'll have separate sessions.
So Pastor Kenya will be dealing with the young women as well as
ministries and as the older women. Okay. She'll come and do our sessions, which will be the third session for us. Okay. She'll be over there with them. Part-time, and then and then she'll come over with us with the third session.
And then Jashawn D. Hill will give the conclusion of the whole matter at what time.
So after lunch will be Kenya, Pastor Kenya, and then it'll be Jashawn. But Prophetess Cole, she'll be closing it out at night. So we'll take a break after we do the session. So those two sessions in the afternoon. So let's say about 2:30, 3 o'clock, we'll take a break. We'll have free time is what I'm calling it, where everybody have free time to be able to relax, go to the pool or whatever. And then we'll also have someone that's going to be people there who will be doing spas. So they'll be able to do massages. Now this will be, you'll have to pay for that yourself, but you'll be able to schedule that time. So this is why I want us to come on Friday so that you're able to give us some time or schedule what time we're available so that we can make sure that we set up the time so that the room is ready for you when you come in there and you can get your, 20-minute, 30-minute massage or whatever.
Talk to us a little bit about, so Jashawn D. Hill will give the conclusion of the whole matter. Prophetess Cole will come back and we're going to do a night service. So what time is the night service?
Night service is going to start at 7
So
o'clock.
That's so perfect.
7 o'clock.
So night service is going to start like any other night service. But remember, women, and this is what I want to encourage the women to do. This is our time.
Yes.
This is our time. We need you all to tell your husbands, tell your kids, tell everybody, listen, I'm going to need y'all to stand off. From May 1st through the 3rd, this is going to be our time. And so we're going to really, really, really be able to get some ministry in because we need our time. Tell us why we need it, Evangelist Nicole.
We need self-care as well. Like sometimes we are so busy being a mother, wife, and all of that, and ministry, the ones who are in ministry, especially those who come, because I had some pastors and pastors' wives who was there, but you don't have time just for you to exhale. So that's what I really want us to be able to exhale and be able to be free. Our minds are clear, and that when you do leave, there is a great refreshing when you leave, that you are renewed.
Give us again the name of the retreat. Tell us where it is. And also, why don't you tell us about how much it is? How can they get in contact with you and all that good stuff? We've got a few more minutes.
Okay. So the name of the retreat again is Women with Divine Purpose Retreat 2020, Take 2. And it's called Refresh, Renewed, and Restored. And it's going to be taking place May 1st through the 3rd at the Marriott in Naperville, right off 88 and Naperville Road. You can register at www.mlpministries.com. You can register there. You can click registration, and registration is open. The registration for adults is $125
for everything.
For everything, and then for children 10 and under, the registration is $50. And guess what? A lot of times when you go to these retreats or conferences, you don't really get gifts, but we give great gifts. I like to make sure that you just treat us satisfied. Right. I like to make. My mother was a classy woman.
Oh my God!
And she had a spirit of excellence that I carry with me. That I like to move in excellence in everything that I do. So like I want to make sure even to come down to the bag that it's excellence. So the bags are filled with goodies for you, and it's something that you can use on the books that you're not gonna pick up. But I like to give a small book or something that you can just read in it, and then we give out conference T-shirts that most times people you have to pay
one
for
time and they shrink,
but
not yours.
My shirts don't shrink.
Your shirts do not shrink. I still got my shirt. It's still so
because
bright.
I make
and
them. I
yes,
make
you
them
do
with
with
love.
love.
You know, I do. I make them with love,
do.
and everyone. I want you to feel the love. Even
I want you to tell us this though. And so we know we're going to be fed spiritually, but some of us women, after we've been slain in the Holy Ghost and you wipe us out so much, look, in the Holy Ghost, and we get all pumped. You know what we want to do? We just don't know no better. We want to shop. Tell us about the vendors this year.
Yes.
Last year's the vendors was on point.
Yeah.
Tell us about our vendors this year.
So last year,
and there was one person I wanted to know if they were going to vend. Are you going to vend T-shirts this year?
Yes, I'll have a table.
Okay.
And then so last year I didn't open it to the public, to everyone for vending.
Okay.
I only use the people the speakers. I let them bring
that
their
makes
own.
sense.
But this year it'll be open.
Okay.
We do have 10 spots that we are looking to. So vending fees is $125 as well, because that's for the entire weekend, Friday and Saturday.
And will the vendors are going to be able to participate?
They can participate. They can eat.
Yeah,
they'll eat.
They're going to be able to eat.
Because most of the time vendors do. You know, they come in. They say they don't, but they do.
Yeah.
But they're more than welcome to be a part of it as well.
I love it.
But I'll have shirts and mugs and T-shirts and different things. But my niece, she has her own business. She has That's Hot Clothing. She'll have clothes.
Y'all, she has it going on.
Majority of the time, mostly what I wear comes from her. If it's not something
That's Hot Clothing.
That's Hot Clothing. That's Sade Faber. She also has the Faber Room, and she also has her event, Sade's Lavish Events. So she does events. But also I have my girlfriend. She's my sister too, sister from another mother, Rosie Keenan. She does a lot of my decorating and decorating different things.
She'll be there.
She'll be there as well. She'll have something set up so that people can see what she do. And here it is. This is the thing. Even though Sade is an event planner and Rosie is an event planner, they do different type of things, you know. Yeah. So, but I want people to see them because I want to help everybody. Both of them will be there. Then we'll have other vendors that'll be there.
And this is about women. It's about women in your purpose.
Yeah,
women on purpose.
Listen, and sometimes we don't understand what our purpose is.
Come on.
But our purpose is for our good and for God's glory.
It's for God. Oh, for our good. For his glory. Listen at this. You can go and register right now. Registration is open. You can go to MLP Ministries with an S.com. MLP MINISTRIES.com. You can go. Of course, registration for adult women is $100, and this is an all women's retreat, man. It's not for you, but that's okay because we want you to send your wife, we want you to send your sister, send your mama if she needs us. Come on, there's no age limit. As a matter of fact, because she's going to Pastor Kenya May, part of her ministry that weekend is going to be to deal with the girls 10 and under. Yes. 10 and under. But MLPministries.com for adult women, $125. For children, 10
and under.
10 and under, only $50. And that's going to include your materials, and you're going to enjoy lunch. Yes. Or does breakfast come with it?
No,
it does not.
It does not.
Okay, so breakfast is going to be on your own, but your lunch is going to be included on Saturday.
Yes.
Friday with the meet and greet and the pajama party, you're going to have snacks. All retreats don't do that. Come on. But for $125, you're going to get your snack on Friday. We're going to do a meet and greet with the ladies. We're going to do a pajama party. And then on Saturday, all day, it's going to be having from the Zumba kicking us off. We're going to have ministering speakers that are going to bring light to your dark situation. And Saturday night at 7 p.m., Prophetess Cole is going to be in there. Look, y'all know how we do it. Come on. We walk the rooms. Yes. But look, on Saturday evening, Jashawn D. Hill, will make you cry. I'm telling y'all pay attention to that young woman. She going someplace. She's going to give the conclusion of the whole matter on Saturday evening. And then Sunday morning. Somebody say Sunday morning. Evangelist Nicole, what is God going to say to us on Sunday morning?
So I'll be speaking Sunday morning. So we'll have an 8 o'clock. It'll be a morning glory as well. And then I'll speak. But we're prayerfully, it may be a triple threat. So I don't want to tell my other two that'll be so, but it'll be myself and two others. So it's going to be, I'm calling it the
triple threat. I love it. And that service is going to be at 8 a.m.
Because I want to give everyone a chance to go back to their own churches. But they are more than welcome to come with us to our church, Greater Christian Fellowship, at 12 noon. You know, or you know, I know your service is far from there.
Yeah. What is your Instagram handle?
Your Instagram is Lady Rogers.
Lady Rogers 35 on Instagram. Lady Rogers 35 on Instagram. Don't worry, y'all. I'm working with her.
Yes.
I mean, I've been working with her for 5 years trying to get her to get to Facebook. So I believe we're getting close. I believe MLP, if nobody else, MLP, Women with Divine Purpose, is going to have their own Facebook. So at least you're going to be able to keep up with them during the year, what they're doing, what they're saying, and all that good stuff. And then go to mlpministries.com and register for the actual event. Right now, it's the adult women only $125, 10 and under only $50. It's going to Friday night, pajama party, the meet and greet, the snack. Come on, Friday night, you're going to have a snack. And then on Saturday morning, you're in charge of your own breakfast. But on Saturday afternoon, your lunch and everything all day is included. And then Sunday morning, we're going to hear the conclusion of look, it's a triple threat Sunday morning. We know for sure that the evangelist of the event, none other than Evangelist Nicole, sitting to my right, my co-host today, that she's going to be ministering the word of faith. All I can tell y'all is this. I've been for the last couple of years, and every single year, I have not left holding a bag with a hole. Every year I've come, I've been there, and I'm telling y'all, I am better now than I was when I walked in the door. We won't leave the way we go in Jesus' name. No, we won't. We won't be broken anymore. We won't be wounded anymore. That's Sister Melanie Griffin, Sister Evangelist Nicole's cousin. I'm telling y'all, I got a chance to have dinner with her, and she came in a couple of weeks ago. That sister has the right spirit. But you know she got it going on with the mind, because she says the right things and she does the right things. Come on. And then she had the preachers in the midst of her. And she's not, she learns. She's forever learning. See, that's how we all ought to be. So listen at this. So we got to go, but listen at this. We are excited about, of course, Women with Divine Purpose on, of course, May 1st through the 3rd. You all got to come out with us. MLPministries.com. Nicole, all I can say is thank you. If we have to, I'm looking to bring you back. Yep, we got to come back and talk about it a little bit more. And we might even be able to get Elder Griffin to come up here and talk. Minister Preston. Why I call her Griffin? Minister Preston, our mental practitioner. We're looking to get her up here. Listen at this. We're getting ready to go. We got 2 minutes. Today is a gift for God. Of course, what you do today is your gift back to you. I don't know Wanda, what you looking at? I'm looking at real time right here. Say 53. Okay, but anyway, she know. I'm gonna take 3 if she give me 1. But listen at this. We get ready to go. I am so excited about being your ride home. And you're going to have Romy Rome and the Driving 5 that's coming on right about now. Today is a gift from God. What you do today is you give back to him. One sister to another with a show with information, inspiration, and godly revelation. I love you. You know I do. And I'm bringing you back. Thank you for coming. Okay? Talk to y'all soon. Yeah, you got to come back. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you. I was talking fast at the end, but that's all. And that's good. You keep me on point. One said, yeah, I know. If I tell you 2, you're going to take 3. So I better